Hello there friends, it's wonderful to be out in the nature. It's like a lot of wisdom is here just to observe the nature, to use our senses and smell and everything. I was thinking, what use is spirituality? What is the word spirituality? You know, some relate it to New Age teachings or religion. If we move totally away from them ideas, concepts, and look at spirit, there's been mood. If you're in the mood to do something, you're interested in it, and you'll get good at it, and you'll be an expert at it, a specialist, a master of what you're in the mood to be a master at. The word spirit is very much connected with the word will, then, that which I will or intend. Spirit. You could also say that we all have spirit. You know, we all have a mood. Whether we control that mood or whether that mood controls us, we still have will. We still have spirit. You could call stubbornness a form of will. So what is the use of spirituality? I guess it depends on who's trying to use it, who's trying to apply it. In everything I do and everything I present, I keep a very close focus on applicability. How can you apply anything, from a fairy tale to compass, bearings, signs? How can you apply? So it's how can you apply your will, your spirit? How can you learn your spirit, your mood? What gives you a good or bad mood? And sometimes it can be a passing thing, sometimes it can be a permanent, lifelong thing. Almost out of breath. So if we was to say, if you want to do something, professional sportsman, or not necessarily professional, you just want to be very, very good at football, or say golf, and you put all your time, energy into golf, because you're always in the mood to play golf, and you find a lot of connections with philosophy and golf and life and golf and friends and golf and partnerships. And so what you're spirited to do will draw you to other people connected with that, obviously. So then you become a really clever, fantastic hobby golfer, and you're actually able to score, you know, play golf as well as the trophies on television. And then imagine the scenario, you know, on the golf place. It's like, you know, I can play golf. I'd love to live from playing golf. I'd love to earn my money being a professional golfer. But then the devil comes along and says, okay, I'll give you $100,000 if you just score that hole in one like you did and like you always do. What, $100,000 just for doing what I can do? And then suddenly the $100,000 stakes are there, and the golfer goes to take the shot and overshoots because of, you know, the stakes are now up. I think you get the scenario. So obviously it's not just money that's at stake. You know, our lives are at stake. People, you know, the quality of lives, or the health and well-being of people around us is always at stake, whether it's their own lives or other people's lives that affect that. So in that sense, when the stakes are higher, life becomes there's more pressure, and life becomes more complex, more intense in a way. And so in order to carry on, in order to move on, in order to move forward and become better at what you do, become better at life, or become better at being you, become happier, become healthier, become better to be around, become better at speaking, better at staying silent, better judgment, you know, better is in beta version. It should be second nature. But sometimes to become better, we need to overcome something, like that $100,000 stake, or our lives on the line. And so spirituality gives us an insight. We look into ourselves, look at our own weaknesses, look at our shadow sides, look at our past, look into what happened in our childhood, to remove the blame from the world, as the blame that we cast on the world is the responsibility that we lack then. So to take back the responsibility by taking the responsibility. Not saying, yeah, I could have changed things or it was my fault, but just realising what is today. You know, what is in that moment of playing that golf ball. You know, what is that in that critical moment? The moment where it's happening. You know, sometimes we live in times where we can just gently flow along the stream, but we know that there's times of turbulence coming, and we know that our performance is going to accept the outcome, and we hope that we can make a good outcome, at least. But we know that we can aim to do better and better and better. Some people think that they're already the best, maybe, you know, and I think like it's up to us all to be better and better, not than each other, but better at being ourselves. You know, if one person's scared of heights, and another person doesn't fear heights, and that person can climb mountains and look down, where the other person can't even step up the stairs without feeling scared. You know, and for that person to overcome standing on a chair, or looking out of a third-story window or something, you know, to overcome that which somebody else thinks is not a challenge at all. That's not the point. We're not at competition with each other. You know, if there's any competition, it's with ourselves. I think there's a healthy amount of competition that goes on between each other, like sport, humans competing, and it's good to see what's capable then. You know, when you see what somebody else has achieved, then you can then estimate whether you can push yourself to the same levels. Take some advice, take some tips, take some inspiration. But I think the competitive nature of man is something that destroys a certain level of togetherness in society. It makes us compete against each other rather than come together in many ways. It means that the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, the strong get stronger, the weak get weaker. You know, those with food get fatter, those without food get thin. You get the idea. It's so obvious. It's so obvious I don't even know why I talk about a lot of the things that I do talk about. But we're living in a world where the obvious seems to be miles away. So it's not very hard to spot. Anyway, yeah, spirituality, each to his own as well. You know, the things that you pick up, be it like, say, a mantra, a word that you tell yourself when you're in stress. Now, it can cause you just as much like mental madness having a mantra as good if you're not in control of that mantra, and so it's good to make sure you know what you're doing. Just not copy some kind of technique to actually create a mantra or a song or something that makes you feel stronger. And as soon as you feel yourself being weakened by that, then change it. Yeah. So it's all about making that $100,000 winning shot under that pressure, really. And every moment, every second, every first now is that winning move, you know. Okay, so yeah, I think that'll do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Cheerio.